This is my initial thoughts on the EUC Bodyguard from Roll.NZ for the MSX. Now I will say first off, I did rip off all the pads because I had the Kuji pads and my own power pads up top. And I put the cover on, but it was just way too bulky and the pedals couldn't fold up. So I just ripped them off. I'm going to do something else. Gonna see if I can still have some underneath. If that doesn't work, then I might put them on top of the cover, but I'm gonna test it out and see. But just wanted to do some initial first impressions. I really like how this attaches on. I love how the lights are still exposed. There's plenty of room for the mudguard or any other mudguard that you might have attached. They have these cutouts so you can still see the rear light. I can't really see it in daytime, but at night it's still very visible. They have this nice little flap here that protects your handle, because as many MSX owners know, that's one of the first things that breaks on an impact. So that'll help protect that. And it just flips right down when you're not, or when you need to use the trolley handle. Then it's gonna be hard to do this while holding the camera. So one thing that they did a little bit differently with this body cover, I don't know if they've done it with other models, but they did it on this one. They've put a different material on the places that get impacted the most. So that would be this back section, the handle, and then the nose area. At least for me, that's where all of my biggest scratches have come from. So on the majority of the cover, they just have the standard neoprene foam that's all like fabric and it's a little stretchy. But in those areas, they have this rugged, grippy material. Looks to be the same thickness, but it definitely has some texture to it. You can kind of see that texture, hopefully. The different textures right here. A lot of people might be wondering how this cover works with the seat. So I'm going to show you now. I did make the mod that Marty recommended with the dowel pins, and I would do this mod if I were you. I only used this seat when I was actively sitting or was holding it in my hand on a ride, but I never just had it sitting on the wheel. But ever since this mod, I can just leave it on there and I know it'll stay there. So you can ride with this on the wheel with the cover on. It's just a little different. So you can just put it on. Let me see if I can do that. I'm not dropping the camera. So it still goes on. It's gonna be a little bit higher in the back because of this thing. Now if you want, you're gonna be keeping this cover on for the lifetime of the wheel, you can just cut this off and it'll sit more flush on there. But alternatively, you can just open that up and then this little boss can fit down in there when you sit on it. Only thing is, when this is open, you can see how this whole bodyguard tends to sag and fall down. So having this Velcro to the top really is the best fit. I mean, the bodyguard will work, but you just won't be able to see any of your lights. And if you don't have a mudguard or something, then this might start rubbing into your tire and get sucked in, which would be bad. So if you're going to ride like this, I recommend making sure you've got a sturdy mudguard, or just ride like this and cut this off, depending on how often I end up using my seat. It definitely sits a little bit higher though, but it still works. So here it is in the dark with the cover on. And the reason why you're only seeing 2 strips of lights is because my mudguard covers the third. If I tilt my camera down, you can see there's the third one right there. But the lights are good. You can still see the LEDs in the back. And then the red ring. Same goes for the front. It does cover this top light, but one light isn't gonna be the end of the world. And it might change for some people because my bottom light never lights up. So maybe it's just the position of the lights that might change on different models. I know that my Kingsong LED strip is in a different place than others. Even on my wheel, one strip is placed about an inch or half an inch higher than my other side strip. And then of course there's plenty of space for the light, and the light is plenty bright.